As you can tell by the title of today's video, we are going through my entire physical TBR as of the middle of the year. Reevaluate this at the end.
1, 2, 3.
Definitely, because I think I filmed one of these in January or February, like early this year or at the end of last year. So this is the mid-year point, and I can definitely tell you my TBR has grown astronomically. I have a feeling it'll probably grow even more, but book collecting and reading are two totally different hobbies, and as much as I love reading, I think I might like book shopping even more. So I'm gonna go grab my drink. You guys are gonna grab a snack and your drink as well. And we're gonna buckle up. I'm gonna go shelf by shelf, literally just like pull every single book off of all of these shelves and then put them back, and then go to the next shelf and then put them back. There's a lot. I don't think you guys understand. Let me go grab my drink. And then I'm going to pull the books off of this first shelf here, which is a mix of fantasy and mystery and thrillers. So sorry if you can hear my dog playing with her squeaky toy all the way in the other room. She knows no manners. I'm sorry. The only things that remain on this shelf pretty much were my Jennifer Lynn Barnes collection, because I have read all of those. But the first four I have are the Maze Runner series. I am missing the third book in the original trilogy, which is, or no, the second book in between the Maze Runner and Death Cure, and then the Kill Order and Fever Code are like prequels. The next two I have are Catching Fire and Mockingjay. I don't know why the glare is so crazy. We have Divergent. This is my really beat up copy. Ready Player One, The Vampire Diaries, Vampire Academy, and Aragon. Next is another 5-book series that I have not started yet, and that is Game of Thrones by George Martin. We have Game of Thrones, A Clash of Kings, A Storm of Swords. I'm not gonna be able to hold these all with one hand. A Feast for Crows, and A Dance with Dragons. Then we reach into my one shelf of fantasy in this row, and every single book on that shelf was not read. All these are pretty much the new ones I just bought, so if you watched my book haul, if you came for my book haul, these are all going to be repeats. One for My Enemy by Al V. Blake, Gallant by V.E. Schwab, Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout, Build Kingdom by Holly Renee, Filthy Rich Fae. This just happened to be on my fantasy shelf because I didn't know if it classified as a fantasy or a romance. Then we have Scythe by Neil Shusterman, The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni, Jade City by Fonda Lee, and Light Lark by Alex Astor. Told you it's a lot. Then we have my unread mysteries and thrillers, which isn't as bad as I thought, at least. We have The Murder Game by Carrie Doyle, They're Watching You by Chelsea Ikeso. I never knew how to say her last name. For Your Own Good by Samantha Downing. This is like an OG book on my shelf that I still have not read. The Guest List by Lucy Foley. This was a DNF in 2022, but it was like a soft DNF. Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. I did this one not too long ago. Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. I picked this up last summer and just never got around to finishing it, so maybe I'll take that on vacation with me this year. The Lake by Natasha Preston. The Island. And The Fear. And the crazy thing is about The Fear was I was thoroughly enjoying it. I got 130 pages in and just never picked it back up. Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. I started reading this not that long ago, but I was bored. Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. This book will never get read because every time I read it, my ex always texts me like without fail. So I just refuse to pick that one up. Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen M. McManus, and One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. Let me put this all back, and then we have a wide shelf, which is arguably going to be even more books. There's a lot going on. off of these shelves. Like, they're bare bones. They're bare bones. Start off with the big series in front of me. That was supposed to be the series I wanted to tackle in 2024. When I tell you I only read City of Glass, and I think I finished that January 2nd of this year, and I pretty much own the entire series besides the Last Hours trilogy. We have City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, City of Heavenly Fire, Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, again, can't really see it, sorry, and Clockwork Princess, and Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, and Queen of Air and Darkness. This still stands as my absolute most favorite cover out of the entire series. Then I'm just gonna go to the right of me. I have Vicious and Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. I think this is the Darker Shades of Magic. That's what it's called. Ever the Hunted and Ever the Brave by Aaron Summerall. Beautiful covers. I love this one. King of Battle and Blood and Queen of Myth and Monsters by Scarlett St. Clair. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. I know, surprising. Serpent and Dove trilogy. Serpent and Dove, Blood and Honey, Gods and Monsters. Yes, this has been in probably every single TBR video I have ever filmed. No, I have not read them yet. Kingdom of the Feared. So we have Kingdom of the Feared, Kingdom of the Cursed. Wait, hold on. Kingdom of the Wicked, Kingdom of the Cursed, Kingdom of the Feared. The Scorched Roses and the Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. I have not finished this trilogy, and I probably completely forgot everything about it by now. Renegades trilogy by Marissa Meyer. Have not read this one. Yeah. Again, this has been on my shelf for a while now. Finale by Stephanie Garber, so this is at least some progress. Read the first two. I don't really have any interest to go into the third one. I have not read Sarah J. Maas in a while, so it would be very hard to dive back into this universe and understand what is going on, because this is where I left off in this series. This is where I left off in the Throne of Glass series. So naturally, I have Kingdom of Ash still to read as well, and because I haven't finished that series, I of course still have Crescent City 1 and 2. House of Earth and Blood and House of Sky and Breath. Still on my shelf. Next stack, I have Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. Legendborn, this was thrifted, sorry, by Tracy Dion. These Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends. I'm like more and more getting an urge to read this now that I bought the second one. That's typically how that goes for some reason. These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. I am halfway through this book and I kind of DNF'd it, but I might try and go back into it. One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. I might pick this series up soon, more as it approaches like fall, winter time. And then the last stack. You thought we were done. A Poison Study by Maria Snyder, which someone just commented on my last video. This book came out 10 years ago. Didn't know that, but the cover is like absolutely stunning. Like the greens and the golds. Heavenly Bodies by Amani Iru. Dark Crowns by Kender Blake. Glint by Raven Kennedy. To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. I really should read this because it's a fantasy standalone. House of War and Bone and House of Light and Ether. Book 2 and 3 in the Gilded City series by Leah Stone. Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. Does It Feel by Jeanne O'Reilly. Curse of Shadows and Thorns by LJ Andrews. Last but not least in this shelf, The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. Okay, I'm gonna have to finish this tomorrow. It is getting ready to storm and you can't see anything, and I don't feel like setting up my light. I'd rather have natural lighting. But I forgot 2 books on this shelf. Is Zodiac Academy 4 and Zodiac Academy 5. We're onto this shelf. This center shelf are my highlight series, so there's not, for the most part, my highlight series, so there's not much that I had to take off, which is impressive. First 2 I have here are my Elsie Silver that I haven't read, so we have Off to the Races and Wild Love I'm getting these books as they come out in the new covers, but I have not started the series in general. But both of these I have not picked up. I know, but like, I know. The next book I would have shown is Reckless by Lauren Roberts, but we finished that last night. I might have liked it more than Powerless. I'm just gonna say it, I'll be the eyeball out. I might have liked it more than Powerless. So I have Sinner and Saint by Sierra Simone. Priest just really offset me for the rest of these books, so I have not picked those ones up. And then There Is No Saint and There Is No Devil by Sophie Lark. I tried reading this and I had to stop. Of course, let me put these in order. We have the rest of the Addicted Calloway. I'm up to Hot House Flower. So Hot House Flower, Thrive, Fuel the Fire, Long Way Down, Addicted After All, and Some Kind of Perfect. Let me put these back and then we're gonna hop into the romance shelves, and there's a lot of unread romances. If you give me a romantasy series versus a romance series, odds are I'm going to read the romantasy series. So enough said. This is a mix, this shelf in particular is a mix of my favorite authors as well as my romance series. So there's a little, or just like repeat authors that I have. So there's a mix. Yeah. Have not touched these. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm scared. I don't know what it is. We have Next of Kin and Next of You. I am in the middle of Next of Kin, so I'm really enjoying it. I might finish this book. This might be the book I pick up before I go to work today, so maybe I'll put a bigger dent and or finish it today. That would be lovely. Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. Read Love Redesigned. Read all my other Lauren Asher books I own. So actually, no I haven't. I never finished Final Offer. Never finished it. Now that I'm thinking of it, never finished Final Offer. We have Throttled. I am like 30% into this on my Kindle. Lucy Score reigns still unread on my shelf, and I probably own mostly her books. So Things We Never Got Over, Things We Have from the Light, have never read. I don't know why this is on this shelf and not my dark romance shelf, but Brittle Prince by Sophie Lark. And then, believe it or not, Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I never read. I loved, when I read It Happened One Summer, I gave it 5 stars. Never read Hook, Line, and Sinker. And I read It Happened One Summer, like right when Hook, Line, and Sinker came out. And I was so excited to read Hannah and Fox's story. This is all my favorite authors that I just have not read these books by them yet. I have the Happy Ever playlist by Abby Jimenez, Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have The Cheat Sheet and Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams, Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, yours truly, Book Lovers and People We Meet on Vacation I have not read, Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood, Bride, and Love on the Brain by Miss Allie Hazelwood. And then we have the Grip Trilogy by Kennedy Ryan. I read Flow, the first little, because this is like 3 short stories put together in one bind up. I read Flow, I think that was the first one. I wasn't a fan, so maybe we'll read that eventually, maybe not, I don't know. Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh, I know. And I have the original cover. Never read it though. Something Wilder and My Favorite Half Night Stand by Christina Lauren. I love The Honeymooners and I loved Love in Other Words. Don't know why I have never picked up any of her other books. And this is my little TBR pile for my sports romances, because if there's one thing I'm going to read, it is my sports romances. So I only have If You Hate Me by Helena Hunting, and I got this as like a blind date with a book. Here's the, if it'll focus, the brand. I still have like the bookmark, the tea bag, everything in here. These two are new, so that's why I haven't read them. The Game Changer by Lana Ferguson and Stealing Home by Grace Riley. And that is it for this shelf. So I will be back for the last shelf, which I am going to pull quite literally close to every single book off the shelf. I will show you how, I don't know if you can see how full this one I'm talking about is, I know, the ugly fan and everything. Like, you can see how full this one is. I'm gonna show you how empty it's going to be. Not a soul. Not a soul over there. This has made me realize I do have some reorganizing to do. Because there are some random books thrown onto random shelves. Romance Book Club by Alyssa K. Adams. Till Friday Night by Abby Glines. Parent Trap by Rachel Van Dyken. This has been on my TBR for a hot minute. You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. You can tell I got like 20 pages. 24. Stopped mid-chapter and everything. I'm gonna take this bookmark out because this is one of my favorite bookmarks I've ever made. You wear the hat, you ride the cowboy. Yeah, this bored me. Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I know I need to pick that up. I need to experience Catherine Center. And Drama by Christy Boyce. I've been hearing really good things about this recently, so I need to pick that up. 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I don't know. Probably been on my TBR the longest. Faking the Benefits by Lily Gold. Yeah. Yeah. The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. The Kiss Curse I never finished by Erin Sterling, and I loved the XX, so I need to pick this up, especially because I'm trying to plan out my fall TBR. The Catch by Amy Lee. Again, book that does make sense. Credence by Penelope Douglas. I don't think I'm ever going to read that. And The Mixtape by Brittany Cherry. There's one thing this makes me do is motivated to read. And realize that, like, yeah, maybe I do have a problem. Maybe I should read some of these books before I buy others. I have Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan. Wait For It by Jen McKinley. This is her new summer release. Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. Night Shift by Annie Crown. I need to take all the stickers off of these as well. Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. Again, the last bit of taste I've had of Tessa Bailey, I was not a fan. So, Every Summer After and Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I actually took these off of my TBR tracker because I could have sworn I got rid of these, and apparently I didn't. Summer Reading by Jen McKinley. Completely forgot that I had this summer book by her, but Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I started reading this and I was like, this is, like, I know everyone says it's like the Duff, but like the character, male character, like the names are the same even, and it just throws me off. Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy. I've been hearing mixed reviews about this, but I wanted to give my girl Elle Kennedy a chance outside of the Off-Campus series, so these I'm really motivated to read because I've been seeing amazing things about these. And Not So Meet Cute and So Not Meant to Be by Megan Quinn. I've been hearing really good things about these, and I always forget that they're on Kindle Unlimited. Kale Walther. Summer of Broken Rules, Maybe Not Meant to Be, and What Happens After Midnight. You can tell these two are definitely going to get read in the fall, but I probably should read this sometime soon. Have All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogel. And again, Lucy Score's entire backlist that I have not read a single book by her. Pretend Your Mind, which I'll probably never read. Rock Bottom Girl. That one's soccer, so that should probably go on my sports romance shelf, but Maggie Moves On. And By a Thread. Have never read. And then the last bit I have are kind of, it's like my mixed shelf of like literary fiction, non-fiction, historical fiction, like kind of like my general fiction shelf. Because I don't know what to categorize them as, so they just exist on this one shelf collectively. Eleanor Oliphant Is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. Most of these are also thrifted as well. The Song of Achilles by Malin Miller. I know, shocking. I started this and then never finished it. It was too big brain for me. Fever 1793 by Lori Hall Sanderson. Actually, I have read this technically in middle school. But Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I probably said that so badly. Dark Queens by Shelley Puhawk. Adorable color. I got this at Renfest last year. Little Life by Hanya Yanagiara. Why was that harder to say than Before the Coffee Gets Cold? My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. And The Secret History by Donna Tartt. You thought we ended there. Nope. More books I'm scared of. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. We have Beartown by Frederick Bachman. The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. This one I think I have technically read in like middle school, I think. And then Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I've really been wanting to read this. I got to chapter 2 when I did read this, or when I bought it and started reading it in March, and I really liked it, so I should pick it up. But like, that's genuinely my most scary shelf that I just do not venture to. That is my entire physical TBR. This is the final total. How many books are on my TBR? I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I appreciate it if you stayed this entire time. I try to go as fast as possible for you guys. Be sure to yell at me in the comments of what books you absolutely think I should read off of this TBR, and what books you maybe want to see in a reading blog if I have the time to do one of those. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Be sure to check out my bookish playlist for more book content from me. In the meantime, I will see you guys in the next one, which I'm thinking is going to be a mid-year, but not mid-year because it's July wrap-up, so you guys can see what I have read while I've been absent, even though it has been too much. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!
1, 2, 3.